The Hidden Forces Shaping Society, a deep dive. This discussion focuses on the long-standing influence of various societal systems, particularly the legal, religious, and governmental systems that have shaped modern society. The speaker, who has been researching these areas for over 4 decades, introduces several critical themes, particularly the matrix of power and how it relates to human sovereignty. In particular, the central concepts explored involve the historical manipulation of human freedom through laws, religion, and societal structures, often invoking the ancient practices of sun worship and astrology. This analysis aims to demonstrate the complex intertwining of these institutions with modern-day legal and financial systems. Footnote. This section provides the historical context for the arguments presented, highlighting the significance of work over the past 40 years. Spirituality versus organized religion. Maxwell begins by distinguishing between true spirituality and the institutionalized forms of religion, arguing that the latter often becomes a tool for control rather than enlightenment. He draws from personal beliefs and experiences, expressing respect for spirituality but a profound discontent for institutions that use religion as a method of manipulation. His critique extends to religious institutions, particularly focusing on the Catholic Church's historical and modern role in global power structures. Religion has evolved from personal connection with the divine into a form of governance that often misrepresents the spiritual truths it is supposed to uphold. Footnote. This section examines the personal perspective brings to his critique of institutionalized religion, contrasting spirituality with the power structures embedded in religious organizations. The sun as a metaphor for the Savior. Maxwell uses the sun as a metaphor for the Savior figure, explaining how ancient civilizations viewed the sun as a life-giver and protector. The sun's rising and setting were central to early religious practices, symbolizing life, death, and rebirth. This allegory is extended to modern religions, asserting that Christianity, in particular, mirrors ancient sun worship, with the story of Jesus Christ reflecting the cycle of the sun's death and rebirth. He suggests that the myth of Christ's resurrection parallels the daily rising of the sun, further aligning the idea of divine sacrifice with astronomical phenomena. Footnote. This section ties the ancient concept of sun worship to modern religious narratives, emphasizing the symbolic nature of savior figures across cultures. Astrology and religion, a shared foundation. Maxwell introduces astrology as the foundational language of Western religions, particularly Christianity. He points out that many elements of religious stories, including the 12 disciples, mirror the 12 zodiac signs. The 4 Gospels, he argues, correspond to the 4 cardinal points of the zodiac, illustrating how ancient astrological beliefs were embedded in the formation of religious narratives. Is that astrology, long considered a form of pseudoscience, is a critical aspect of the foundational structures of many major world religions. Footnote. This section underscores the connection between astrology and religious structures, challenging the distinction between spiritual and astrological practices. The control of the legal system and government. Maxwell's critique shifts to the legal and governmental systems that, he argues, function as tools of control over the individual. He expresses a deep discontent with the legal structures, emphasizing that they are designed to subjugate rather than liberate individuals. Drawing on historical references, the role of the Catholic Church and its influence on the development of governmental systems that restrict freedom. He highlights how individuals unknowingly surrender their rights through legal contracts, including Social Security and other state-mandated agreements that bind them to a system of servitude. Footnote. This section delves into the analysis of how legal and governmental systems have been manipulated to control individuals, undermining personal sovereignty. Solutions and alternatives, sovereignty and freedom. The discussion culminates in exploring potential solutions for reclaiming personal sovereignty. Introduces the concept of expatriation as a means for individuals to escape the jurisdiction of the U.S. government and its legal system. By renouncing U.S. citizenship, individuals can opt out of the system that is inherently corrupt and oppressive. He discusses the legal intricacies of expatriation, drawing on historical legal precedents that support the right of individuals to disassociate from the government. The ultimate aim is to empower individuals to recognize their inherent rights and resist the systems that limit their freedom. Footnote: this section outlines the practical application of expatriation, providing a legal framework for individuals seeking to regain their sovereignty. Conclusion: breaking free from the system. Maxwell concludes by emphasizing the importance of personal responsibility and self-sovereignty. He calls on individuals to recognize their power within the system and take action to free themselves from the legal, religious, and governmental structures that have long kept them in a state of subjugation. His message encourages individuals to reject the systems that enforce control and to seek true freedom by understanding and utilizing their legal rights. Footnote: the final section challenges individuals to take actionable steps toward achieving freedom by engaging with the legal frameworks that have traditionally restricted personal sovereignty.